Good morning. This is the Great Basin fire potential outlook for the first day of July, Monday, looking at kind of a mix of stuff today. Widespread showers and thunderstorms, some on the wetter side, some a little bit drier. Also some breezy conditions with winds 30, 35 miles per hour, humidity in the teens. Not a large area, but something you have to keep in mind. There are some new starts in some of these areas from the recent lightning. And then no significant impacts on Tuesday, but a strong cold front with gusty winds, stronger than today, probably seeing gusts in the 40s. This brown shade area on Wednesday, maybe some isolated thunderstorms in the far northeast. We'll see. Looking at the past 24 hours, we'll start with the lightning. Had some isolated lightning here across northeastern Nevada, northwest Utah, parts of Idaho. Precip with most of that was fairly light. The storms were pretty fast moving. A couple of new starts here in the red circles. A lot of recent starts in the yellow. So things activity wise definitely picking up. On the left here is precipitation for the past 7 days. You can see wettest in the southern third to southern half of Utah and the Arizona Strip. A little bit here along the southern Idaho and Utah border, but by and large, not that much rainfall. A lot of the lightning we had just a couple of hundredths of an inch or a tenth of an inch. Looking at the evaporative demand drought index, known as the flash drought, over the past 3 weeks shows significant drying in parts of Idaho, western Wyoming, and also across the Sierra Front in northwest Nevada over the past 3 weeks. Our ERCs are starting to bounce back upwards, starting to see more critical levels here in parts of Utah. Still moist in eastern Utah. That will be gradually changing. Also drying out across the Sierra Front and quite dry up in eastern Idaho, western Wyoming. Some of the live fuels still not matching up with that, but still it's been quite dry, as you've seen by the flash drought index. 100-hour fuels areas in gold are in the mid to upper single digits. More moist areas here in the far northeast. The upper level map for today, big ridge of high pressure off the coast, strong cold front and a pretty deep low pressure trough for this time of year pushing through the northern Rockies. Areas in green and even these areas in black indicate where there's enough moisture maybe to trigger an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Nothing very widespread. The gradient, though, could produce some significant winds down in parts of southwest Utah and parts of the Arizona Strip, where it's been a little bit drier than areas further east, so to keep an eye on that. Now for tomorrow, we'll see some breezes both in parts of the Snake River Plain and in southern Utah. Not quite as strong, probably more in the 15 to 25 mile an hour range. Humidities, seasonable levels, single digits down south, teens and even into the 20s as you head further north. Now it's hard to see here, but there's another cold front kind of pushing through. The winds will start increasing up here in the north. Our 7 days now starting to dry out a little bit. Actually, these are Tuesday's winds. I take it back. Wednesday, we have the stronger cold front coming through, and this is where the winds get stronger. We have high risk for wind over a fairly large area of Idaho, northwest Utah, northeast Nevada. So keeping that in mind. Part of this here, the unstable, this U that you see here, is more due to recent lightning that we had last night, and the breezy weather instability could lead to new starts and maybe getting bigger with the wind. So we'll see how that pans out on Wednesday. There are the winds on Wednesday, definitely stronger, and you're seeing gusts here in the 40s in that purple shade pushing into northwest Utah. The humidity is quite dry, especially in western areas, single digits, and even up into much of Idaho in the low and mid-teens, even drying out in eastern Utah. 3-day precipitation, we're keeping the monsoon at bay for now, down to the far south. And then we go into Thursday, getting hot and dry in all areas. Strong Pacific high pressure building in means we don't have the Four Corners high, which means we don't have the monsoon to contend with for the foreseeable future. Starting to dry out on the 7-day. You see more and more areas in the brown, and we'll see record temperatures possibly in Reno, the far western areas of the Great Basin, as we go into the weekend with a mainly northerly wind flow. Not critical, but still breezy, hot, and dry. So definitely things will be perking up. And here's just a show of what it'll be like from Monday to Saturday. You can see Reno goes from a high of 94 degrees to a high of 104, and basically a 8 to 12 degree bump up in temperatures just about everywhere. 7-day precip totals, and the 8 to 14 day continues that above normal temperature reading. The monsoon, we'll see. The models have been continuously playing this monsoon threat in the south, but some of our most recent models indicate that this could be suppressed a little bit further. So I think some of this drier area will be more prominent. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.